Hey, it's Miss Kakashi Lover 1. I have something today that is serious. I know all my other videos aren't really that serious. In fact, a majority of them are pretty humorous, like the Fail at Dominoes and Stupid Time with Sparky. Anyway, it's the problem of cutting. Now, you're probably wondering why I chose this. It's because I've gone through it myself. If you don't believe me, this was done Saturday. I was getting fed up and overstressed from a previous event, and my parents kept yelling at me, and I was working on my room, and it wouldn't allow me to give enough time. Sorry, I'm more comfortable lying down. But they weren't giving me enough time to work. I just barely got to my closet after a week. But yes, I cut. And I'm kicking myself in the head for this. So here's the deal. If you're thinking about cutting, or self-injuring, or you already do it, or you know a friend that does it, you gotta stop. Stop before it's too late. Stop before you ruin everything. You may think you're only harming a little part of your body. You're putting a lot on the rest of your body. And stop your friend before it's too late. You might lose them one day. Personal story, I started cutting in 10th grade, which was 2 years ago, because I am a senior now. But for me, it was a way of release at first, for like the first couple months, but I kept getting addicted to it. I kept going farther and farther till I was literally just watching blood drip off my arm. I got a high from the pain, and that's what I got addicted to. But like I said, at first it was a way of release for me. I listened to an ex-friend when he said that cutting was a way to release emotional pain, and it worked for a while, but I realized too late that emotional pain was still there, because it got rid of it for a while. And at first I was genuinely happy that I started cutting. I showed it off to my friends. I don't know why I did that. It was totally stupid. But I'm like, I found a way to make myself happier. Because I literally thought it made me happier. But in the end, it just made my life worse. My friends saw me breaking down, going to these, I didn't even use a knife or a blade. I use these tweezers you get on pocket knives, the ones with the square ends. I used those because it took longer to dig. But they saw me breaking, and this recent event happened the day before I went over to my boyfriend's house. And he was gone on a camping trip, so I had no one to turn to. Most of my friends normally don't answer their phones, or they're working, or they're going to college right now. And pretty much the only way I can contact is at night. But this was still during the day, where she could have been taking class. But I broke, down, and I cut again. And then the night I knew I had to tell my boyfriend, because trust is one of the first key elements of a relationship. And when I told him, well, trust and honesty, when I told him, he said we were going to have a serious talk when I went over to his house. Because I told him the day I was going over to his house, I was actually expecting a little more than that. I expected screaming at me, but I don't know why. But he showed me how much pain it caused him when he saw me do stuff like that. And I realized after I got home that night and was thinking the conversation through, I realized that I was hurting my friends, the one I love the most, and my sister from another mother, the one who's in college. And I was hurting them more than I was me. I don't know why I cut. I can't even remember what really set me off. I blinked out from the time I was getting yelled at by my dad till I was over. I really don't remember getting the tweezers. I knew it was tweezers because I still had them in my hand, but I really don't remember getting the tweezers and cutting. Just remember getting out of the stupor and the scar was on my arm. And when I broke, I realized that I broke the chain I had going. Last time I cut was 2 months before this. I was doing really well. I mean, I overcame a lot. And I mean a lot. I listened to my boyfriend's a nice song to calm down each time. I don't know why I didn't do that this time. Because it was stupid. But if you're cutting, think about cutting, or a friend is cutting, stop. Stop them, stop yourself. Don't even start. Just don't. Because you're going to hurt those around you. You're going to end up taking your own life one day if it gets that bad. Believe me, I've tried it 5 times. 5. Last time nearly did it. But thank God that I was using a belt instead of a noose. Because I tried strangling myself to death. And the belt loosened up when I passed out. But I literally tried 5 times to kill myself. And I wouldn't have the life I have now where I have wonderful friends, I have an amazing boyfriend. I wouldn't have any of that. I would be living in hell. But stop before it goes too far. Stop your friend. Don't even start self-injuring. Cutting isn't just self-injuring. Is just instant cutting. It's bashing your head upset. It's bashing yourself with books. It's a whole number of things. You don't want to go through that. And you don't want to keep going through that. And you don't want to see your friends go through that. So make sure that you don't start, or that you stop, or you make your friends stop, because believe me, it is worth living. Because if it gets bad enough, you will end up committing suicide. Anyway, let's get Kashi Lover out. Love you guys.